All right. It is Sunday night. It is 7:30 ish. Means once again we are back live in the man cave. Another edition of Polk Hoops. Got the All-State coach. What's going on with you, sir?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good for a Sunday. Won't complain. Coach Barnes, and we are short one member of the crew. Want to send a major shout out to All State PG, him and the young ladies of Taken by Surprise. SEP team are embarking on some historical type stuff. They're in Washington D.C. right now, participating in a big prestigious step program ceremony type deal. And so he will not be tapping in, but you know that he is doing his thing and helping kids. And so congrats to him and the young ladies and everybody that kind of taps in and supports those young women as they are participating in a once in a lifetime opportunity. But we are here and we are here to talk hoops. Got a lot that happened last week. We got a lot that's on in store this week. And so we're here to talk about it. So start out. We don't have the PG, obviously, so we're not going to have the tumors take. Coach, I'm not sure if you got anything in the coach's corner, but if you do, you got it, sir.
Yes, sir. Just talking with coaches this past week. I have a question for you. It got a couple different parts to it.
Okay.
Um, as a player, parent, um, when you're choosing programs, um, just things of that nature, things that you're looking at. My question is, does it matter if the person that you're playing for played the game at a competitive level or not? Does that do you take that in account when choosing what program that you want to play for?
At the high school level,
High school, yes. Let's say that. High school.
um, should it matter? I don't know if it should matter. Did I don't know if it should matter, but does it? Does some people look at it that way? Because the landscape has changed so much with what people looking for and what they no. It should. The short answer is no. It shouldn't matter.
Okay.
It shouldn't matter who is who what they got, but I don't know. Seem like you kind of you ain't giving me all parts of the question. So
No,
should it
no.
matter? Should it
I'm gonna hit
matter?
you with the second part. I'm gonna hit you with the second part after this.
Okay. Should it matter? And the short answer, I guess, is no. It shouldn't matter if the person has um, playing experience. It shouldn't matter. No, sir.
Okay. So does it impact on the way that they coach and the way that they see the game? Does it have an impact because they didn't play and they don't see it from the set of eyes of a player? That's the conversation that I had with a couple coaches coming this past
So
week.
if the if you've actually played, you have somehow better insight than if you have not played.
I did not say it was better. I just said my argument is that it's different.
It's different if you have not played.
Yes, the way you approach things.
I guess I can see that, coach, but let's just look at, like, for example, for you, you played the game, but when you were playing the game, is the game the same now that you're coaching it?
No,
You know, like
it
right.
definitely
So
has evolved.
right. So I would say yes, it probably could matter, but the way how much the game has evolved, the the current coaches are not coaching the game, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, the way it was played when they were playing. For those that did play, right? So
I uh,
so
most
okay,
coaches, most coaches,
so
most
but
coaches.
the game has changed a lot, right? Or are we
Definitely.
saying the game has changed a lot? Or are we saying the more things change, the more they stay the same? I mean, what are we?
I think the game has evolved, but I think some coaches approach it. Um, they approach the game with preparation and the things that they run with how they played 10, 15, 20 years ago.
So is it a thing where coaches struggle to adapt to the times and they're stuck in a time warp? I don't think that this is the thing. If there was not a person named Terrence McGriff, I think I would have a whole different answer, viewpoint on this question than I do, because he kind of wrecked that whole thing that you got to play to be able to coach it. Because I mean, it's well known and documented that he didn't play, but he's a great coach, right? So, and he could just be he could be a one isolated person and nobody. Because I mean, I don't know if I can think of anybody else who's coaching who hadn't played. Maybe there are people, but coaching at a high level, he's the only one, right? So maybe that's a true statement, and he just kind of is an exception to the rule. But I do think playing helps. I mean, you understand situations, you understand kind of the flow of the game. You understand things because you've done it. Nothing prepares you better than doing it. Experience is the best teacher. So I do think if you have played it, that helps. But I don't think that based off, like I say, primarily with McGriff, that you don't have to necessarily play it to be a good coach, because there are some great play. I would venture to say, coach, there's more great players, not just high school but college pro, that have been horrible coaches.
I agree.
Great, it was great players, but couldn't translate it to teaching and getting other people to play at the level they played at. I always remember Magic Johnson lasted 16 games. He said he just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because he couldn't deal with how players were, their work ethic, and just everything that was involved, because it wasn't at his level. So I think it's an advantage, but I don't know if it's that big an advantage, because we got some that have played that don't do well either. I think so. I think it could go either way, but if you take McGriff out of it, I would probably say yes to the question, because he's the only one that I can think of that is doing it at a high level that has not actually played.
Okay.
So,
like I said, I think it really comes into play on how you see the game in preparation. Like for instance, I just use me as an example. I can see the game from a coaching standpoint and from a player standpoint. And does that give me an advantage? Maybe, maybe not. Can it be done without playing at a high level? Yes, it can. Like you say, you gave a perfect example of McGriff, and we've seen it at the pro level, because some of those pro coaches, they're just all time. They're just coaches, because some of them hadn't played, definitely not at a high level, but yet they made it all the way to the NBA. So it's definitely possible. Like I said, it was just a conversation. It was an interesting conversation.
do you have to? Can you be a player's coach if you don't? What's going on, Jay?
What's going on? What's going
Do you
on?
have to be a player to be a player's coach? You know, you hear the word player's coach get thrown around a lot. Do you have to be a player to be a player's coach?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't have to be.
And
You know what I'm saying? A player's coach more is an extension of having a coach on the floor, if you ask me.
all right, want to say we got a guest. I guess he's not a guest. He pretty much, you know, his family at this point. But Coach Tate tap in and chop it up with us tonight, kind of balance us out. So PG is up in DC. What's going on with you, Coach Tate?
Nah, and then I actually just left the gym. Just had a meeting with a parent, a freshman.
Okay.
Hey, it is what it is.
Well, I don't know if you heard Coach. I don't know if you heard Coach question, but you can ask. You can get your tap in and get your 2 cents on it.
Whoa! Before you get into that, Coach, you got another one leaving. You got another one leaving, Coach, already.
Hey,
Season ain't even completely over with. They already leaving.
hey, Coach, listen, man. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Now, it's a set of twins. One of them play football, and you know they don't want to be going to 2 different schools, and you know our football program is what our football program is right now. So,
yeah, that definitely makes sense.
it makes a big difference because he didn't play football this year because he came down from New York. He's supposed to be a pretty good quarterback, and they saw our offensive line one game and decided, nah, we gonna wait. And so I understood, man. Listen, I don't have even $5 to give when it's time for him to go to school. So if he can go somewhere else and be able to be a football player, also, man, I'm all for it. So it was not a situation where somebody was unhappy or anything like that. Right there, it was difficult. As a matter of fact, his son actually said, Coach, would you please talk to my dad? I don't want to go. But at the end of the day, he's got to do. The dad has to do what he feels is, right for his family.
Okay. So you're working on a Sunday, Coach, huh?
Coach, it's 365, Coach. It's 365. Don't get into it unless you are prepared to work 365 days of the year. It's a nonstop thing, Coach. It's a nonstop.
Did you is it different than what you thought, or is it about what you thought? Been a surprise, or is it about what it is?
Actually, it's different. It's a lot different now, just because things are changing. I mean, I'm still from the old guard. Um, I call BS when they first started trying to do all these changes. I like the old way. Hey, man, we're going to play in the district. We're going to battle it out. We're going to keep all those traditional things. And then at the end of the day, the last 2 people standing, that's who it is. I was not in favor of, oh, well, we having too many upsets. Where, you know what? If you're really good, then don't get upset. Because they now it's now the way they have everything set up. And so now you got kids going to, I got a kid, it's his 3rd school in 3 years. And then he's talking about another, this is another one, talking about he wants to go somewhere else to play with his friend. So, and you got parents that are backing this. I'm not used to that. I'm used to guys having some pride. When my son, when everybody left Haines City, my son stayed. We went 1-19 or something. He stayed because he wanted to play for his high school. He had an opportunity to go somewhere else. But I don't want to do that. I want to play for my high school. I'm used to that, Coach. I'm not used to all this jumping around. So yeah, it's different. It's a lot different.
Okay. And that was the Coach Shake. What we're gonna call it? The shake. Can't even think of
Shake
that,
tape.
right? Coach Shake Tape. There it is. The Coach Shake Tape. There it is. Coach Shake Tape. All right. Miss Williams, I see you asked about an organization for your son. I don't know. Are you talking travel ball? Because it is travel ball season, and it's more travel ball. See more teams that have popped up this year, Coach. I've never seen. I think we had an all-time high with how many people are starting basketball now. We used to all these travel ball of these little league football teams, but this travel ball has kind of took off. So if you say your son is 17, Coach, I know you into it. You know, you more into the travel ball scene, so maybe you can help her with the question. She asking about an organization for her son. So I know it's a lot of them, Miss Williams. So it's just a matter, I guess, of where you live at and kind of that thing. I mean, we can send you some information on how many. I mean, we probably don't even know all of them because it's like seems like every week another one pop up. You mic off, Coach.
My mic is on, Coach.
No, Coach. Billy D, your mic off. I don't know if you're talking, but your
Yeah, I
mic
had
off.
to cut it. Yeah, I had to cut it back on.
Yeah, my bad. Miss Williams, there's several in the county. You got Tony Bradley Elite. You got Fill in the Lanes, which Coach Shake is a part of. He's the director of that. You can reach out to him about Fill in the Lanes. I know you have the Spartans. That's mainly based out of Lakeland. I know Coach Morrell and the Victory staff is very involved with that. You have Team T-Max. Coach Eric, which is the head coach of Auburndale. You have that organization. Tony Bradley Elite. It's out of Bartow. You have a new one that's coming up, but that's only for ninth grade, and that's TGE. And that's all within the county that I know of. I know it's some outside of the county that you may want to consider. I got a text about that tonight, and we'll probably share that information later on the page. But definitely, it's gonna be tryouts probably every weekend for the next 3 weekends in different places. So definitely be on the lookout on social media and just find the best organization for you and your child.
Definitely got to do your research.
So, Coach, question, both y'all. So this age old, I don't know if it's age old, but this kind of came up. You know, we had the regional quarterfinals. So I'm gonna ask the question first before we get into the FACA and how the stuff went. Is it time to revisit separating private schools and public schools when it comes to the playoffs? When you got to, and I'm saying it specifically for one of our teams, Avon Park, who ended up going down south, and they got, it was a tough one. But Calvary Christian is considered private, right, for all intents and purposes. Avon Park is public, and Calvary Christian is number top 5 in the country, and so there's a lot of people that feel that that's like an unfair advantage. Like they're no different than a Montverde or IMG. So is it time for us to look at that? Should that be? Is it ever going to be a fair playing field as it relates to public and private?
Coach Shay, I'll let you go first.
I do think that it is an unfair advantage, and it's an unfair advantage. I know in some of the other states, where I came from up in Georgia and some of the other states, the private schools have their own everything. So if you private, you play the private sector. You don't play any other public schools. But at the same time, life ain't fair. So, lace them up and go see what happens. They have relaxed a lot of the rules in high school now. So even though we're not private, I mean, kids they almost can go where they want to go. So, it's just that's just kind of what the way it is now. Honestly would like to see what it would look like though if they went that route. Like those years, all those years, OCP winning 7, 8, 9 or whatever it was, 9 out of 12 state championships. Man, won't y'all just all go play up in the same thing and see who really is the best? That's the competitor in me, but at the same time, like I say, I mean, life is like that. So it's an early lesson for some of those young men. You hate that Avon Park they had what a really good year for the first time and I don't know how long, and the reward that they got for it was that you hate that for them, but I mean they've known that since the beginning of the year. So if they weren't complaining then, you can't complain now after the game been played.
Okay.
I think legislators in Florida high schools made the attempt to kind of even the playing field with allowing people to go to different schools
Yeah,
without punishment. So that was their attempt to kind of level the playing field. My thing is, you know what the situation is.
got my money.
Like, what are you doing? In order to take advantage of it, like locations is important, resources is important. Unfortunately, Avon Park is just in an area where not a lot of people, a lot of basketball players, or just an area that a lot of people are moving to, with really really good athletes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can pull from the rest of Highlands County, but nobody's jumping the line from Polk County to go down there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who's jumping from Wachula. You know, my thing is, if you continue to be successful at Avon Park, maybe you can draw some people to you. But like I said, the area is not ideal when you start talking about somebody, traveling there, moving there, economically. You know what I'm saying? That was their attempt to kind of level the playing field. Should it be separate? I don't really care. My thing is, you got to play the hand that's dealt with you. Dealt to you. That's what you got to play. You know what the situation is walking into it. Like when I walk into the season, I'm looking at the top teams in 7A and who I can potentially play, and I'm looking all the way in June that I had a Final Four pretty much predicted out on who possibly that we may play. That situation walking in, so you got to do what you have to do to prepare those kids for that. Skill development, scheduling wise, um, and just coaching wise, you got to get better. You know, um, to be honest, I think and I differ from Coach Shake. I like the way they have it now. So now those teams with the stronger districts, those stronger teams get in now. Where before, Coach, I know when you play, only one team got in that won the district. No matter how strong the district was, only one team got in. Now, and when I played, it was two teams that got in. Now you could potentially have four teams get in. Like we had 2 years ago when we had Bartow, Winter Haven, Lakeland, and Kathleen. You know what I'm saying? I love that from a parity standpoint because some of these weak districts don't deserve playoff teams. What I would like to see, what I would like to see is that we move the regional playoffs to a neutral site, someone that can have capabilities of a shot clock, and we have a shot clock in the playoffs, and we just go a weekend. Friday, Saturday, we play the regional quarters, regional semis, back to back, and then we'll wait a week and play the regional finals that next week at a neutral site. And people complain about travel. You can have these games in, four different regions of the state. You know what I'm saying? I'm also not against them ranking us 1 through 32.
Georgia just did that this year. This is the first year they went 1 through
Ranking us
32.
1 through 32, and you line up where you line up. And like I
Yep.
said, if you have the game at these neutral sites on the weekend, then you don't have to worry about, you know, traveling during the week and kids going to school and things of that nature. I would rather see that change than any other change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens to home court? That the traditional home court advantage if you that rewards the people that are not as successful, right? So I don't have to be 25-2 or 21-3 if we're gonna all just kind of be at the same site. I mean, it'd be great for fans. I know it'll be a great kind of situation in that regard. And it definitely, because you'll have everybody in one area, so it'll be a real playoff atmosphere. Yeah. So I like that.
I see what you're saying, and that would be like an argument for what I just said, and I totally understand that. But then me, on the other hand, when I had my boys team and I look up in the stands and there ain't really a lot of people up there, I think those kids deserve better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like currently, I have the number 1 girls team in the state. Me and Coach Johnny Lawson. Then we just had our first playoff game. Coach's stands was empty. Stands was empty. Like, I totally understand the home court advantage, and that's an argument that we can have with that. But I just like the format of playing at a neutral site, installing the shot clock within the game is definitely in the playoffs. That's just, I'm an advocate for it.
Is it really, once we get to the playoffs, is it really a home court advantage if you're a Polk County team? Because, like you just said, y'all don't have nobody at y'all game, right? $9. They charging $9 to get in the game? Regionals now? Sheesh.
It might be that.
That's why ain't nobody in the stand. They charging $9 a ticket for one game. I don't know. Yeah, that's a steep one now. That's so how much don't they charge? What they charge to get to the Super Zone? Don't they charge like $9 for the Super Zone?
I think like $14 or something.
That is crazy, $9. That's why ain't nobody coming to Polk County then, I guess. I don't know. That's how you fix your fingers. Fix your fingers and type $9 on, because it's GoFan now, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be $9 plus some change and whatever fee they charging for you to go on GoFan.
Now who gets for playoffs now? It's been a while. If I got a home game, do I get the gate?
That money go to the state, don't it?
Some of it does, not all.
So I don't even get all them $9?
No.
Man, that's breaking news. That's why ain't nobody. That's why ain't nobody in the stand, Coach. $9, man. And I ain't even ate nothing yet. You know you're gonna want to get something on the concession stand. That's $20. But yeah, that's why we ain't got nobody in the stands, Coach. That's ridiculous. So it's 12 for the state. 8 district. Now that's come on, FSSA. We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. That's wrong, man. That's wrong, man. Well, we're gonna shout out real quick, man. Shout out to Axel Acevedo at McKeel, picked up an offer from Warner University over the weekend for basketball. They took cash. So I guess in that, Coach, it don't is it even worth having a home game? You get half of that from what Coach Blick was saying. So the other team get money by coming to play at your gym. They ain't got to provide no admin. They ain't got to provide no coverage. All they got to do is get out the bus and play, and they getting 35% of the gate. I don't know about that one, y'all.
Again, that's information.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
I don't know about that one. That's a. Well, yeah. I guess that's the thing, Coach Blick, because I mean it probably wouldn't have mattered with Avon Park against Calvary Christian, but they probably would have much rather played that game in Avon Park than having to try to Fort Lauderdale, right? So I guess the draw of having a home game is you don't have to travel. But from a financial standpoint, I like the idea about a tournament, especially if everybody getting you. I'm not getting all the gate anyway. I mean, what's I don't know. I didn't know they was charging that much.
It's attractive when it's, for example, if things go the way we want them to go in victory and
You can't hear you, coach.
Something wrong with your mic, Jake.
You started, then you faded out, coach. He said his whole point. Okay.
Yeah.
But
like you say, if it's like a regional type thing, and you have Victory and Santa Fe playing back to back, you'll have fans in there. Say you have even Bartow, you got Santa Fe, Victory, and Bartow in the same gym playing back to back. It's more of an attraction of getting fans in there.
Okay. And so that's interesting. So once again, shout out to Coach Axel Acevedo, Warren University. Also, thank you, Coach Monty. Shout out to Quentin Everett, Lakeland High School alumni, who is coaching over in Tampa now. He just won Coach of the Year and is in the regional semifinals on Tuesday. Shout out to Quint. Quint was a former player of mine, so happy to see him doing well over there in Hillsborough County. So this past week, we want to also shout out the winners of the FACA coaches of the year and players of the year. They were announced on Monday. We posted them on Friday, but just in case you didn't see it, the coaches of the year. So for the rural division, it was Coach Otis Wilson from Fort Meade. From 1A, Coach Fitzgerald from Victory. 2A, Coach Blicker from Santa Fe. 3A, Coach Weedless from Discovery. 4A, Coach Shake. Congrats, Coach Shake from Lake Region. 5A, Coach Robinson from Arbondale. 6A, Coach McGriff from Bartow. And 7A, Coach Empbo, Coach Jones from Davenport. So those were the coaches of the year for the FACA for each class. And the overall coach of the year was Coach Weed from Discovery. And the players of the year.
Mute your mic, Shake. That should be better, Coach. Go ahead.
All right. So the players of the year from the rural division was Omari Russell from Fort Meade, 2026. For 1A, Quentin Wilson, 2028 from Victory. 2A, Tate Darner, 2025 from Santa Fe. 3A, Darius Livingston, 2025 from Discovery. 4A, Jaden McCoy from Lake Region, 2026. 5A, Aiden Curry from Arbondale, 2026. 6A, Jacqueline Crosley from Bartow, 2026. And 7A, Troy Boswell from Winter Haven, 2025. And the four young men that were chosen to represent us in the FACA, the All-State game, was Tate. Tate was the MVP. Then it was Darius Livingston and Troy Boswell and Shenard Clower, a Scooter from Lakeland. So congrats to all those young men and the coaches on your recognition with FACA this past week. Very well deserved from all of those young men. So, Coach, as we transition, I know this is the time of the show where you kind of give us the girls recap. So if you have that, the floor is yours. Frat, you good? You right on time, sir. Appreciate it.
Coach, they didn't send me primetime players or a player of the week. I will say
you talk about the region. You want to talk about the region quarters, how that went?
Definitely. I think overall it was successful. Only one team that didn't make it past the regional quarters. That was George Jenkins. But shout out to Coach Gent and shout out to George Jenkins in the year that they had over there. But of course, we moved on. Haines City moved on. Mulberry moved on. Lake Region moved on. Lake Wells moved on. Lake Wells got a tough matchup with Leesburg. They got to go to Leesburg. Lake Region playing Palm Bay. Yeah, they might as well go to the beach and start their inventory. Mulberry got a tough matchup with Bishop Moore. Bishop Moore beat them in the pretty good in the district finals. Haines City got a very winnable game at home versus Venice, and we play Sarasota Riverview on Tuesday at 7. So it's gonna be some tough matchups for some of these teams. I see at least 2 teams moving on to the regional finals. So.
I'm gonna help you out, Coach Shake, because they gonna crucify you in the comments. I'm gonna mute your mic, guys. We see you got us on the field trip, live on location with all your movement right now. So, all right, well, shout out to all the young ladies, man. So I was very happy to see that we still got so many young ladies still playing. Once again, no problem, Coach Blicker. I knew you were involved. So. Shout out to so we got 7 girls still, and then just to give the boys recap, just kind of transition. We in 1A to nobody's surprise. Victory moves on. Victory beat Cambridge Christian. I think like by 40. And 2A to nobody's surprise. Santa Fe beat Oxbridge Academy by like 30. In 3A, Discovery was very impressive. Went on the road over to Calvary Christian in Clearwater, and gave them some sausage. Put it in their life. They beat them by like 25, I think, 80 to 55.
And it was down
the other 3A. It was a little more, that was Avon Park. They went down south and they took one on the chin against Calvary Christian. And the Calvary Christian from Fort Lauderdale. 5A at home, Arbandale beat Kissimmee Gateway, held on 68-63. And 6A, Bartow was able to advance. They beat East River 71-62. So we have 5 teams that are moving on to the semifinals on tomorrow night. So we'll go 1A on up and just kind of talk about it. So first is Victory. Victory is home. Victory is home against City of Life out of Kissimmee. So, Coach, any thoughts on that matchup? Now, I know City of Life is in their Discovery is in their was in their district. So they're familiar. And sometimes the adage is the more you play somebody, the tougher it is to beat them, to continue to beat them. So do you think that will hold serve for Victory in this one? What's your thoughts on the Victory City of Life matchup?
Coach, that's a layup. You know what I'm saying? It's a layup. Victory will go in, they'll win by 25 easy.
25 at least.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing that will Coach Shake, whenever you ready to, whenever you ready, I'll tap you back in, sir.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah,
okay.
I'm with Bill, man. That's easy work for those guys.
For Victory, okay. So Victory will be at home. So we are feeling very good about Victory and their chances of moving on to the regional finals. Now, if we look ahead to the regional finals, they will be played on Friday, right?
Yeah, that's Friday. It's Friday.
No, Thursday. It's Monday, Thursday. Right? Monday, Thursday. So on Thursday, they would play the winner of. I don't have it pulled up, Coach. So Victory wins on Monday, and then they get the winner at home because they're the 1 seed. So as long as they win on tomorrow, They will be home on Thursday in the regional final versus the winner of Oh, I got you coming, Coach. You next. You next in the chambers.
Secret Country Day and Donahue Catholic. They'll play the winner of.
So, is there any possible scenario that any of those remaining 3 teams has any chance at all? So,
No.
Victory would be the overwhelming favorite to make it to the Final Four.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. As long as they have all their pieces, it's no way they don't make it.
So, moving on to 2A. So, I get a text from Santa Fe is the 1 seed in their region, so they will host Benjamin on Monday. And so before the quarterfinal game, I get a text from Coach Blicker, and Coach Blicker is worried. He was worried about his opponent on for the quarters. So I'm like, Coach, you giving me the Lou Holtz? Or you for real? Coach, they got this, and Coach, they got this, and I was like, well, I guess you as a coach, you can't take nobody for granted. So I respect it. So then after he said his stats saying in the score end, he was like, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have been. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why you was, but I understand it. But so moving ahead, I fully expect Coach Blicker to have probably the same type of energy against Benjamin. So does Benjamin have anything? What do we know about Benjamin to have a shot against Santa Fe on Monday?
Coach, they don't have a shot. I'm with Coach Blicker. You got to take everybody serious.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? And one opponent at a time. Don't look ahead because that could get you beat. But the team that he's playing has a losing record. They rank number 326 in Florida. I think Santa Fe has, they should win this game easy by 20 plus.
So we and I, like you say, he has to coach it. He has to look at it. So that's totally the right way to look at it. But I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, ain't no way in the world them guys gonna come in there and beat y'all. But I respect how his approach. So we get past Benjamin on Monday. He moves on to the regional final, which will be at home again. It'll be at home again because they are the 1 seed, and they get the winner out of
Cornerstone Charter and John Carroll Catholic, and those are the 6 and 7 seeds that beat the higher seeds.
So none of the higher seeds won except Santa Fe in that region.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to feel really good about Santa Fe regional finals at home with the guard play that they have and just the level they've been playing at for the last couple of weeks. Really since Christmas break. Since they got out the break, they've been playing at a high level. So
if they don't make it, I'm blaming Coach Blicker. I'm blaming Coach Blicker if they don't make it.
So our prediction is that we will have a representative at the White House in 1A and 2A.
Yes, this is the best. The stars aligned for Santa Fe this year. Blicker played a great schedule to prepare them for this moment, and like I said, all the higher seeds got beat. So it's really lining up for Santa Fe this year.
How long has it been, Coach? The technical difficulties. How long has it been since we had representation at the Civic Center at the Final Four in 1A and 2A? I know we have it in the higher classes, but I thought about it today and I couldn't remember the last time we had
1A
representation.
and 2A.
We usually have it in the higher classes, but not the smaller classes. So it's been a while, Coach. I mean, I couldn't.
Not since 2000. Not since 2000 for sure.
And so the STEAM Academy. So we got 2 STEAM Academies coming into Lakeland. And so Coach Blicker say 72. So 72. So that's
It's
a
been a
long time
while.
Santa Fe has been to the
Only
so
person I remember is maybe Mulberry for Lester Hunt. Them they might have been 2A that year.
I remember Marbury. That was like 91.
90, yeah,
90,
definitely.
91. Because that was around the same time we went with Kathleen. So that's but I can't think of nobody. So we about to make history, first of all, as PG say, we about to break the Lakeland curse. You know, the Lakeland curse, we haven't had a team out of the city of Lakeland make it to the Civic Center in like forever, kind of like the Cowboys. But now we're gonna have 2. We are predicting we got overwhelming favorites to have 2 teams to make it to the Civic Center on Monday and Thursday. So the regional semifinals, the regional semifinals will be tomorrow, Monday, and the regional finals will be on Thursday. So that's 1A and that's 2A. So moving on to 3A, business kind of picks up a little bit. The 3A, 5A, and 6A, all those games will be on the road. So 1A and 2A, those games will be at home. 3, 5, and 6 will be on the road. So we'll start with 3A, and Discovery travels to the Villages. And so this has kind of been a matchup that we have predicted that, we saw it kind of long way off that it was a possibility of happening. Well, now it's here. Coach, you had a unique perspective of Villages because you got to go and officiate. So you got to actually see the Villages before the team. You got to see the Villages as far as the Villages. So kind of give the people who are not going to be able to make it, who have not been to the Villages, an idea of what Discovery is going to walk into before they even play.
First of all, Coach, the Villages new campus is amazing. I don't know where that money's coming from or who funded that, but Coach, it's a college atmosphere. From the football field, the soccer field, the houses and restaurants and stuff that's now building around it. Coach, it's amazing what they did to that school. Second, Coach has a really good team up there, and they have a chip on their shoulder because they got blew out in the state championship last year. It's going to be really, really tough for Discovery to go in there and beat them, but it's possible. And what they're going to have to do is, Coach, they're going to have to go in there and take it. You know how, like an old school boxing match, if it's close, it's going to go to the champion every time. That's pretty much the take that they're going to have to go in that mindset into the Village. They're going to have to go and take it, Coach. It's not going to be given to them. Because they score from all levels. They're athletic. They're long. They can shoot it. They're disciplined on defense. So, but Wheatlands have the team to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to have to go and take it. So,
Coach Shake, what do you think is what you think needs to happen for Discovery to go in and get a win?
I think Darius is special enough that if he can have one of those nights where he just really, really, if he's just really on, I think it can happen. I mean, I watched Discovery play Calvary. They're capable of winning, but because you got to go and play those games.
Coach Shake, this has been coming. This is. I feel that hopefully Discovery, Coach Weeds, Coach Hughes, Coach Pride, they have a senior dominated team, right? So you would think that it's not. Is he still talking?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you would think that they won't be afraid of the moment because they've been around. They've been around, and they played in high pressure situations, especially like you say, Livingston. But you got to go in there, and I just think you gotta control what you can control. If you go in there and you focusing on all of the stuff that they got, I think it gets to be tough. If you go in there, if you go in, because Discovery, to me, what I see, the Villages is pretty good. I don't know, Coach Monty. I mean, they're a good team, but Discovery is a good team too, and they have been playing at a high level together. And I think if they go in, they gotta have good guard play, which they have good guards. They got Darius and they got Daly, and the one that I think that's the X factor for that game is Gunner. Is how he goes, because he's to me now, he had a great game. He had a great game against Windermere Prep, and that kind of got them the victory. I think you know what you're going to get from Darius. I think you know what you're going to get from Nixon, Daly, even Redding. But if Gunner can come in and give them about 15, Coach, which he's capable of doing, and have high energy, I think they have a great shot. I think they got a great shot regardless. But, obviously people say I'll be delusional because I'm just straight Polk County. But I'm not as impressed with the Villages. I think they're a really good team. But I think Discovery is a really good team too. But they got to line up, Frat. They got to line up and play. They got, at the end of the day, they have to line up and beat us, right? You don't win the game off of all your facilities, and because you can do that. Hell, you can do it, but we can do it too. You can score, but we can score too. You got guys that can play. We got guys that can play too. You know what I'm saying? But I love Gunter. If he can get them 15, and it's if because they ain't played yet. But I think he's the key to them getting that win. I think him giving them good minutes, great minutes, that they can go in there and beat. I don't think the Villages is no Calvary Christian type mountain. I think all of the bells and whistles kind of blows them up a little bit. That's just me. I might be the only one that feel that way, but I don't feel that they're a world beat. I don't feel like they like Ivan Drago in the Rocky movie. That's just me now, and I could be delusional.
And he got beat. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. That's why I came from the perspective that I came from. That they have to go in there and take it, Coach. Everything is against them. So that hard-nosed, play hard, Polk County mentality that we always talk about, they have to bring it with them. It has to get off the bus with them when they get there. If not, don't get intimidated by the school itself. Don't get intimidated by the facilities. Don't get intimidated by the home atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? They put on their shorts just like you put on yours, Coach. But at the same time, they're coached well, they're disciplined. Everybody shoots a three there. The kid Yomar that went to Boone, he hit his first 4 threes that he put up, Coach. And he's the tallest one on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody shoots a three. You have to go in there. You have to defend. You have to rebound. And then you got to be able to make them pay on the other end. They're not going to do a lot of stuff to beat themselves. That's why you got to go in there and take it.
And like Coach Blicker said, they play hard. I was very impressed with how hard Discovery played at the Mosaic and against Windermere Prep, and how they wasn't playing hero ball. It was just whoever had the advantage, or whoever ended up with the ball, whatever they were trying to do. It wasn't nobody looking nobody off. You get in them type of moments, especially with seniors. Everybody trying to get theirs, and I didn't see anybody trying to get theirs. And if they can walk in there, and that's what I saw against Calvary Christian too. That's why they beat them so bad, because they were in them people jam and turn their water off. So I ain't saying they can turn Villages water off, but I do think they can go in there, and I think they have a great shot at knocking them people off. So Discovery wins the game on Monday. They played a winner in the regional finals on Thursday. They knocked them off. Villages is the 1 seed. They still would have to travel on Thursday, and they played a winner of
Lake Highland Prep.
Lake Highland Prep. So they still would have to go on the road.
They still will have to go on the road.
And Coach Blicker, at the end of the day, if we family, and I know I didn't play off. We used to say, look, you don't want to be the worst feeling that you can have. The worst feeling you can have. Who?
Lake Highland Prep and Tampa Catholic.
Tampa Catholic.
But regardless, they're on the road.
That's a tough region, right? That's a really tough region. But Coach Cohen from Avon Park. Shout out to Coach Cohen. But I just think that we tell our guys, look, the worst thing you could do, man, is let your teammates down. Don't be dependable, as you said. Don't let me be out here fighting and giving 130% and you over here chilling, you know? And so I think just being accountable to each other, and that's what I saw at the Mosaic. Them guys was playing for each other. They was playing like hard and playing like as one. And I know I saw them early in the year and I didn't see that. So shout out to Coach Weeds and Coach Broke for kind of, getting them moving in the same direction. And I'm not saying that the Village is not that, but I just think that the fact that those guys seem like they're playing for each other, that makes a big difference. So
and hopefully that happens. You got to understand they got a lot of new pieces in, and they haven't been together long. So it sometimes it takes a while. Because I can argue the same thing happened to us this year, because the 2 games that we did lose was early. That's when we was trying to figure things out. But this is the time of the year to come together. Like I say, you got to be playing your best basketball right now. It's going to take a great game from them to go in there and win that game. And it starts with defense and rebounding, and then being able to capitalize on the other end. Like I said, I have all confidence in Coach Weeds. Hopefully, Coach Weeds got a plan A and plan B. Don't be afraid to take chances and make adjustments. The faster and the quicker you get your team in successful positions, they'll have an opportunity to win. But like I said, they have to go out there and take it, Coach. They cannot sit back and try to feel the flow of the game, and they have to make the flow of the game. They have to dictate tempo. They have to dictate how physical that game is going to be, and just take their chances from there.
So put your coach hat on. You go on the road. You go into a hostile environment, and you pick up a big win on Monday in the regional semis. How do you turn the page and refocus to go into another, whether you're going to Tampa Catholic or Lake Highland Prep, that's going to be another tough environment 2 days later, 3 days later. So you get 2 days of practice, then you got to do it all over again. So I know you got to get the one on Monday, but after you get the one on Monday, we're talking in future tense. We won on Monday. What do we do once we go from Monday? What do we do? So are you because you got a game plan for the Villages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna have to have a total different game plan depending on who wins, and that's a quick turnaround.
And it is a quick turnaround.
So what's the mindset for that? Put your coach hat on and talk about the mindset for that quick turnaround.
All right, so that's why I talk about preparation a lot. And it's something that I picked up from McGriff, Coach Austin, people that I've associated with and looked up to for a very, very long time. And Coach, even before the playoffs started, I had film on everybody in my region. So I've at least seen everybody in my region at least once. You know what I'm saying? I'm really focused on, if I'm Coach Weeds, I'm focused on the Villages. I have my game plan for them. It's going to be detailed. It's going to, we're going to know their strengths and weaknesses. We're going to know our strengths and weaknesses. We're going to figure out a game plan in order to attack them. You know what I'm saying? If this game plan don't work, I'm going to have a plan B. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enjoy this win on the ride home on Monday. I'm gonna enjoy it. But come Monday night when I get home as a coach, I'm back watching film. I'm watching the game that we just played, and now I'm watching film on the opponent. So when they walk in the gym on Tuesday, practice is going to be tailored around how we're going to attack our next opponent. You know what I'm saying? So let the kids enjoy Monday, but when you get back on Monday night, is preparation as a coach, and you gotta have you. It's no time off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a great game plan because you done played Lake Highland Prep already, and you almost went over there and beat them people. You know what I'm saying? So what can I change, or what can I use from that game in order to prepare myself for this next game? Like the matchup with Tampa Catholic, I think is better. Because I think they're better than Tampa Catholic. They can go over there and really beat them people. But if they play Lake Highland Prep again, they're gonna have to have a great game plan. Like I said, for some reason we can't go over there and beat them people, no matter who it is.
Okay. All right. So that's 3A. So we move on to 5A, and Arbondale is on the road. Arbondale is the 3 seed, so they're traveling over to Lecanto, who is the 2 seed. So the thing, Lecanto is like 25-3. Arbondale is has a lot of 2026 kids. Coach Robinson has done a great job in a 1-year turnaround from last year with all of the tragedy and all of the stuff they went through it within the organization. And he has his guys playing well at the right time. So what does Arbondale have to do to go into Lecanto and get a win tomorrow night?
Coach, they just gotta trust and play their game. Like this year, compared to other years that I've seen, Coach Eric and his teams, Coach, he's getting after people defensively, especially in a full court pressure type situation, and I think that's been a difference maker for him. Lecanto is definitely no world beaters. They have a great record year in and year out, and always get beat in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If I'm not intimidated by them. I'm not intimidated going on the road up there. I'm not intimidated by nothing that they have. But you still have to be prepared. You have to get your team prepared, and do not overlook them and take them lightly. I think it's more of a trap game for Armada than anything. They are the favorite. They should win this game, but please do not look past them for the next game.
Okay. So if they go in and focus on the main thing, which is Lecanto, go in and just do take care of them. We feel pretty good about them on Monday.
Yes.
So their regional final, they will play the winner of is it Leesburg? Leesburg is the 1 seed. And I don't have it in front of me, Coach, so that's my bad. I know
it's all right. I'm finna pull it up. They
so
5A.
They are 5A. We feel real good about Arbondale on Monday night, and then they move on to the regional finals on Thursday. And I know Leesburg is the 1 seed in that region.
Plays Wesley Chapel. I think Leesburg is a favorite by far. Wesley Chapel, still a pretty good coach team. They're capable of beating Leesburg, but if Wesley Chapel win that game, I like Arbondale to get to the Final Four. So Leesburg will be tough at home, though.
So Leesburg is traditionally very tough. Those teams in that Lake County area, Leesburg, Eustis, all those folks are tough at home.
And they got tradition. You know what I'm saying? They won a couple state championships in the last 10 years and won 3, I think.
So if Wesley Chapel wins, Arbondale gets a home game.
It gets a home game.
So if Leesburg wins and that they're favored to win, what does Arbondale have to do to go? We're doing both of these because we won't be on before the regional finals. So we're talking semis and finals.
But I think it's the same mindset. They're gonna have to go in there and take it. Be very aggressive. Come out early, swinging punches. You know what I'm saying? Take the lead early, make them play from behind. Like I said, take your tough Polk County mentality in there that you're going in here with confidence and that you're going to be physical and take this game. And that's the way they've been playing all year. I know in the Mosaic they didn't have a showing that they wanted, but pretty much all year they've been consistent at playing good, hard, tough defense and being able to create turnovers and score in transition. And that's what they're going to have to go in there and do. They're going to have to go in there and take it, Coach. Leesburg, 10, 15 points better at home. It's just something about that environment that makes them play better.
See, a team like Leesburg would not want to be at a neutral site. It would totally take away their advantage. They would fight that to tooth and nail, right?
Yes.
I think that if Arbondale, their guards are underrated in my opinion. Curry and getting Lindsey back. I know he was hurt all last year, so getting him back. And Leesburg is tough at home, but they're not.
No,
this is not a world beater Leesburg team that we've known. So I think if Arbondale can once again block out the noise, I mean it's gonna be a lot of noise, right? There's gonna be a lot of noise, but I do think that Arbondale can go in, and get it.
It's gonna be a hostile environment. Only game in town, one town, one high school.
They're gonna shut it down. Now I'm gonna tell you, and we talked about this last week, and probably an advantage that Arbondale will have if they have to go to Leesburg. If Eustis wins, the way that county is set up, the county is going to be split because there are going to be people that's going to go to Eustis, and there are going to be people that's going to go to Leesburg. Normally, it's just one team, so the whole county comes in. They real big on whoever makes it. That the whole county supports. So it probably won't be as intimidating. Really, we're rooting for Eustis to win as well, even though it had nothing to do with Polk County, because they're going to pull some of those people from Leesburg. Because that's how they shut the county down, and they go, whoever's playing, they're going. And so hopefully Eustis wins if Leesburg wins so that we can kind of split it. But I don't think once the game starts, if they can get past the crowd and the environment and just lock in, I think on paper, Arbondale matches up. That has a very favorable matchup with Leesburg, but you got to get past that stuff too, because it's a real thing, right? At Leesburg.
Like I said, I'd rather them play with the lead than trying to spend a lot of energy trying to get back into the game. That's going to be a tough hill to climb. Like I said, they got to come out from the opening tap throwing punches.
And so 6A, our last team in is the Bartow Yellow Jackets. Bartow travels to the 1 seed. Bartow's the 4 seed. They travel to Orange County to take on Orlando Evans. So what do the Yellow Jackets have to do to go into Evans and come out with a win?
Same thing, Coach, but McGriff identity is definitely solid. McGriff is going to go in there playing defense. He's going to get after those people, and an advantage that he has. They shoot the 3 ball at a high level, but I think it's got to all come together. It's just tough for us to go to Orlando and win games over there. I don't know what it is about it, but you're gonna have to go over there and take it. It can't be close, or you can't involve the referees where they impact the game. I think they can go in there and capture the lead early and hold on to it to get into the regional final. But Evans is long. Evans can score at all 3 levels. I wonder who wins the rebounding battle with that. I think Bartow Key is not the main guys, it's the other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Link coming off the bench, and some of those other guys that haven't had big roles consistently for Bartow is going to have to show up and win this game.
And because McGriff is such a student of the game, he's such a technical guy, and like you say about watching film, the first thing I would have done after they beat East River on last week is I would have popped in the Santa Fe tape because I love Santa Fe's game plan when they play Evans. Now, I know you say that they won in Orange County, but basketball is still basketball, right? And some of the stuff that Santa Fe was able to take advantage of, I don't think that it matters whether you play at the Mosaic or you play in your own gym. So I think that there are some holes in Evans that Bartow can take advantage of, and can get themselves a great chance to win. Now, is it going to be tough to go into Evans and win? Is it going to be tough to go into Orlando and win? Yes, we know that. But I honestly don't think Evans are world beaters either. I mean, they're a tough team.
What I in the Mosaic.
Right. They're going to be a tough out. I think McGriff is a much better coach than the Evans coach. No disrespect to the Evans coach, but I think that it's a matter of, first of all, who's available for Bartow. Because, all year long, you don't know necessarily from one game to the next based off of his personnel you're going to have. So if he has personnel like the other night, he had the freshman, the Rattery kid, I think is a big key to him because he's another guard that can handle and kind of control the game. I think Santa Fe beat them because their guard play was so good. And I think that's what will beat Evans. I think good guard play beats them because I think it negates the size. And so depending on who he has available, I think that kind of will have a great impact on his ability to go in there and get a win. But I don't think it's out of the realm at all. Now, the thing that I worry about with Bartow is that they're so young, right? They're so young and they've never been in that environment. So going into that crazy environment, you wonder if those young kids are going to see all that stuff. You got seniors, you got vets, they can kind of block that stuff out. Sometimes younger kids kind of see it. They get caught looking at all of the stuff that's going on. So I worry about that, or I wonder about that. The thing about Santa Fe, Tate and Toby, they vets, so that stuff don't bother them. They able to block it out. So I think Bartow has the person. If all his guys are playing, you know what I'm saying. But obviously, it's not going to be easy. But I don't think it's. Yeah. I don't think it's like.
I think it's a conflict of playing styles, though. Santa Fe and Bartow are two totally different playing styles. I think Coach Blicker did what was necessary in order for him to win the game. He played zone the entire game, which I think threw Evans' rhythm off. I think Bartow's defensively kind of plays into Evans' favor. They want to get up and down. They want to be in transition. They want to try to get easy layups and dunks. So if it turns into a track meet, I think it actually turns into Evans' favor because they are so long and they can finish at the basket.
Right.
So I wonder, would McGriff consider going out of his norm and maybe have some type of matchup zone?
That was my next question. So knowing that what you do actually helps the other team, because on the tape they got on Bartow is Bartow pressing, fast pace, up and down, and up tempo. So that's what I'm assuming. That's what, if it's me, that's what I will be preparing for. So do you, as a strategy, for this one game, do you change your strategy? Because the thought is that they're not preparing for you to slow it down. They're preparing for you to press and be up tempo and go up and down, which is what you say Evans really want to do. So do you go with what you have done all year, and that's been your identity, or do you tweak it, switch it for this game, because what you do well might not actually be the best possible scenario for this one game?
All right, so it's like football, Coach. You know how football they start off with a script, like the first 10, 15 plays. That's same thing here. What I would do is I would try both, and I would see what I'm successful with in the first quarter, And that's what we are going to have to analyze and talk with my assistant coaches. Like, hey, what gives us the best chance to win? But you're going to have to try both early to figure out whether you're going to go to something that you really haven't done all year compared to what your identity is. If you're first of all, I'm coming out and I'm doing what I do first. I'm gonna see if you can handle that first, and if you can't, then you're just gonna get more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? But if I see I'm struggling early, I'm gonna try the other strategy that we formulated in order to, give ourselves a chance to win. And then throughout the game, you probably see traces of both. You know what I'm saying? That's why they pay them all the big bucks. You got to be able to make adjustments. You got to be able to make changes.
Does it become an issue of pride, though, Coach?
It does, and pride comes before the fall, Coach. I'm not gonna let my pride allow me to lose a game just because I refuse to play zone or I refuse to run something. Like I said, I'm gonna try it, and I'm successful with it, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
I just look at. I'm just sitting there watching. This is me now. I'm just sitting there watching Santa Fe, and obviously I know Santa Fe guard play is top notch, right? And I'm just looking at them. They don't match up with them on paper. These people are bigger than Santa Fe, and Santa Fe I thought was tougher down the stretch, and they just made, like Coach Elmo said, they just made great plays. They just executed down the stretch and gave themselves a chance to win. You remember I was sitting there with y'all. It was like 4 minutes ago, and I'm like, Santa Fe gonna win this game, and they was down 6 at the time. You were like, Coach, I was like, Coach, I'm telling you, Santa Fe gonna win this game now, and they got it to overtime. And their experience and their guard play just took over. I think that Evans is very suspect with their guards and their decision making. So if you can get them to have to make decisions and think the game as opposed to just being athletes, I think you got to. I mean, if ifs was fifths, we all be drunk, right? That's a lot of ifs. But
Bartow don't have those guards.
And that's the thing. So that's the thing. Bartow don't have Tate and Toby. So that's the
And Bartow's MO right now is that they come out swinging. They play well early, and they struggle with turnovers and stuff down the stretch. So, McGriff and the Bartow guards gonna have to figure that out. They're gonna have to take care of the basketball, and make easy layups when they have them available, and they're gonna have to shoot the ball well. They don't. Okay. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be Evans gonna have to bring their lunch, Coach. It's not gonna be easy. Bartow's gonna go in there and take it to them guys. It's gonna be a great game.
And let's say Bartow goes in there in the Lions Den and gets the win. They got to turn around, and their regional final will be on Thursday. And conceivably, they would have to be on the road again because they would be to play the winner of Edgewater and who's 3 seed? Is it Vieira? Is it Vieira?
I think so. Let me check.
So Edgewater's the 2 seed and Vieira's the 3 seed, right? So they conceivably may have to go back to Orlando. So it's Edgewater and Vieira. Yeah, right.
Edgewater and Vieira. But I'm not worried about that. That's the reason why McGriff plays the schedule that he plays. So they've had tough road games in state and out of state. I don't think that's a huge deal for Bartow.
So we get by Evans, we gotta like our chances against Edgewater or Vieira, even though it's on the road. But Evans is gonna be a tough road to hold.
Edgewater gonna be a tough out too. I mean, they the district champions in that particular what's the name? So Evans didn't win the district championship.
Do you think Edgewater is better than Evans?
I don't think so. I think Evans is better, but it shows them that they're capable of getting beat at any time. But Edgewater is playing at a high level too right now.
Edgewater, so it's going to be tough. So it's going to be a tough. So for 3A and 5A, we got some. They will both be road games. There's no chance that either one of them will get a home game. There's a chance Arbondale may get the regional final home, and then we know Santa Fe and Victory got both theirs at home. So Edgewater's playing good at a high level at the right time. So But like you say, you gotta go and line it up. But Edgewater has beat Oak Ridge and Evans, right? I mean, Coach Coyne and Coach Blicker. Edgewater is a tough one. Is a tough one. So it ain't gonna be easy for Bartow. Like I say, the thing I worry about with Bartow is their youth. Will they be able to go in and block out the noise because they're so young? Mm-hmm. But they definitely have a talent if he got all his personnel. Nobody's going to be deeper than Bartow. He's playing like 9, 10, 11 guys. But, obviously it's going to be a tough one. So, but all right. So that's all of the regional semis and the finals. We got 5 teams still left. So once again, to recap, tomorrow night, 1A home victory will be hosting City of Life Academy. 2A Santa Fe will be hosting Benjamin. 3A Discovery will be on the road at the Villages. 5A Arbondale will be on the road at LaCanto. And 6A Bartow will be on the road at Orlando Evans. And depending on how things go, that's the regional semis on Monday, and then the regional finals will be on Thursday. And the girls are Tuesday and Friday. So, Coach, anything before we jump off? Any last words for the coaches? Any last minute tips, things they should be looking at? Any ahas? I know pretty much everybody kind of got it. But I know y'all coaches, y'all be thinking of stuff right up to tip off. So any words of advice before we jump off?
No, just make sure that you're prepared. Have a plan A, plan B, maybe even a plan C. Don't hold anything back. You have nothing to lose, especially you can't take nothing with you. You can't take timeouts with you. You can't be the next day to say, I should have, could have, would have done this differently. Go ahead and put your kids in the best chance to win. Students, just make sure you're doing the right thing to make sure that you're available at home and at school. And again, do not take nothing for granted. Tomorrow is not promised. Go out there and take it. Show the world that you are better than what they're giving you credit for. Because we just little old Polk County. We're a football county, but we play ball here too, Coach. So just go out there, represent your town, your school, your family, represent them well, and we believe in you. Like I said, we got all confidence. We're expecting everybody to go out there and compete and to win. But I know some people's chances are a little bit tougher than others. But sure, no school.
Hey man, well, to the young men and to the young ladies,
we're gonna be in the gym. We're gonna have a skill work day. We're gonna make sure we get a lot of shots up, and then at the same time we're gonna have a really good practice in preparation of our semifinal game. But since there's no school, we're able to be in the gym a little bit longer, and like I said, we'll use that to get shots up for sure.
That's a different variable too for tomorrow night that you don't have school. You got a game and it's not a school.
For me, for the boys, I would have an early morning workout. Like I said, just getting shots up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do if we were playing tomorrow and we didn't have any school. They would be in the gym probably about 8 or 9 o'clock, getting shots up.
That was going to be my question. How early, since there's no school, because at school you got them, how early do you get them away from everything else and get them locked in with what you're doing? How early do they get to the gym? You, mama, daddy, grandma, auntie, drop them off. You can have them after the game. How early do you get them to you?
It depends on resources, Coach. Like I said, I will have an early morning workout anywhere between 7 and 9. And then they will have to be back to the gym. If I'm letting them go, they'll have to be back around 4 or so. Because I don't want nothing happening like, hey, Coach, it's an accident or, I don't have no ride. I want them there in ample time, getting focused and their mind on the game.
Yeah, I think I would get mine there early. Once they get to me, they not leaving. Like, we're going to feed you. We're going to do whatever. We'll play a movie. Y'all can bring you some cards, whatever you need to do. But once you get here,
have a place to take them out, lounge around.
Yeah, there's too, like you said, too many things can happen, and especially for like people like Bartow that got to go to Orange County and deal with that traffic, and we's got to go to the villages. I'm trying to get you here by probably like 12 at the latest, and you just here with me until it's over with, because there's too many things that can happen with no school. And if you're in school, you can kind of control it. They already on campus, but them getting to campus could be tricky with no school.
We'll definitely have a shoot around that morning though.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, good luck to the young men and the young women that's still playing. We know it's Polk versus everybody. Please make sure y'all either tune in or go support. I know them ticket prices is a little scary, a little steep. That's breaking news to me. So, however you choose to support, man, y'all support Polk County basketball. We very proud of everybody that's still playing. Make sure y'all lock in, man. Play for each other, and the worst thing you can do, man, is feel like you could have did something more. You want to make sure you've done all you can do, and then whatever gonna happen. So, but we believe in y'all, man. We're proud of everybody. Congrats to all the FACA winners, the coaches, and the players. And till next time, man. Polk Hoops, we out. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all be safe. Have a good week.